So I'm Keira Smith-Tague, and I'm a Spanish major here, of course, as you know. And I just want to start by saying thank you to the department for asking me to say a few words today. This gathering of people that have been alongside each other for the last few years is really special to me because it feels like a closure, but also a celebration of this really important chapter in my life, and I'm sure in the lives of all the graduating students here today. So really what I wanted to focus on today is just expressing my gratitude for the department here at UBC. Sometimes I think something sort of comes along in your life that catches you off guard and maybe surprises you and you're unprepared for it. And that's what it felt like when I came across the Spanish department in my undergraduate journey. So like Mackenzie, similar to your journey, I had a very different idea of what I was going to be doing at the beginning of my degree. I started as a sociology and anthropology major. I had a political science minor for a minute. I had a Spanish minor for a minute. That moved along. And I ended up double majoring in sociology and Spanish. But to be honest, where my heart stayed was in the Spanish department. So I started my degree in another department, in another school, in another province. And I really had no intention of pursuing Spanish studies in any serious way. I started just by taking a class in each semester to brush up on my Spanish skills after having not taken a class for 13 years, which was how long I had spent between high school and university. And I began to notice that it was actually these classes out of all of mine that challenged me the most and scared me, to be honest. And so I made the decision to continue with a minor, which would then later, of course, become a major. And it wasn't until I entered the higher level courses here at UBC that I really found that intellectual rigor and challenge that I felt was missing in other subjects. And I think a huge part of that was the ability to be vulnerable in an environment that was both welcoming and challenging at the same time. The courses and the faculty here in this department introduced me to such a brilliant world to be immersed in. From the writings of Incan emperors to Spanish conquistadors, of Borges, Marquez, and Cortázar, to the politics of Martí and Marcos. But most of all, what I loved was the flexibility and openness to be able to carve out my own little area of expertise and interest within this world. To anyone here who's ever seen me give a presentation or read an essay that I wrote, you'll notice that I'm interested in the work of women. And the issue of women's liberation and the fight against violence against women is the work that I do in my non-academic life. And I found that I was able to not only continue the focus on women's equality here, but actually develop my own knowledge about that and learn about so many brilliant and inspirational women in the Spanish and Latin American part of the world. I loved learning about the history of La Malinche and Sor Juana, rereading the testimonial of Rigoberta Menchú, Guatemalan activist, Mayan Quechuan woman, and of discovering the feminist politics of Rita Segato and Silvia Rivera Cusicanqui. I even loved developing a feminist analysis of a Luis Buñuel film that I deeply disliked. And that speaks to the brilliance of the spectrum of work that exists in the Spanish and Latin American world that this department offers to its students to delve into. Even courses about subjects that I didn't think I would be interested in, no offense to Golden Age and medieval Spanish literature, I ended up loving them, and that's thanks to Raul. Yay! Yes, it's amazing. So thank you once again to everyone who's been here along this journey alongside me. There's some of my fellow classmates, and the professors that I had made this such an incredible experience. And they really encouraged me to continue with my studies, which I am now doing a master's in the Spanish program. Tamara Mitchell, who's not here, what really pushed me to imagine what life could look like staying in this lane, so I really appreciate that. And I am on a totally different path than I embarked upon 5 years ago. There was a left turn somewhere. I don't know when it was, but I'm really excited for the next chapter. And to my fellow classmates, a few of you that are here, it's been a joy to be alongside this journey with you, and I'm so happy to graduate with you all today. We really deserve to celebrate because an undergraduate degree is really long. For me, it was 5 years, but it felt like longer at points. And it takes resilience. So I'm really proud of us, and I really just want to say felicidades for us. And I wish you all continued strength and creativity and passion in whatever path you find yourselves on in the coming years. Thank you.